It is that season, baby. It is Banlist season, and I know I said back in 2020, I said Katrina did nothing wrong, and I meant that personally, because here we are back for a big Banlist this time. This is probably the biggest Banlist we've had for Vanguard in quite a bit. In today's video, we are gonna go through the PDF that talks about the ban list and explains all the bans, and then do a little ban list discussion about all the hits and everything that took place. So let's just dig into it. Let's just get into it, start talking, and take a look at what they did. This PDF, of course, is only available in Japanese, so I'm going to be doing literal translations as we go. So we've already gone through it on stream, but this is the PDF itself. So basically saying that we did regulations for all formats, starting with standard. So the data they drew for standards restriction list is from the Championship Deluxe 2023, which has had only one event so far, which is the Deluxe Kyoto. So as a result, throughout past events, they have found that Chronojet Dragon is the best performing deck, and therefore wanted to do some restriction to lower its power level a little bit, so it'd be more in tune with the rest of the meta. Eva felt like the second best after Chronojet Dragon, so while it didn't have as many crazy results in WGP seasons prior, ever since the release of Minerva Rising Set 8, the deck has been performing really well, and as a result they have chosen to do restrictions. Then Alter Ego Messiah is the second best performing deck actually from events, but while it is getting a crazy amount of good results, it's only been one event. There's only been one event for Messiahs, so they're going to keep it on the watch list, but not necessarily kill it or do anything to it just yet. And Ebisu is the fourth deck, where essentially they say that while they hit the deck before with Anastasia going to 1, the deck still performed really well at Kyoto Deluxe, but they're going to keep it on the watch list because the number of players using the deck was not necessarily that high, so they're going to just kind of see how things go going forward, and keep things in watch. But basically, the hits we have are Swirler and GG Choice Restricted. I just uploaded my Chronojet Dragon deck profile and boom, it explodes. But basically they say that when you combine Swirler and GG, you're able to have very fast multiple attacks while drawing cards, which makes up for the cards that you're playing down to throw down those attacks. So they decided to choice restrict those, and this was the restriction that I expected myself. I thought that GG Swirler would be the first thing to go in standard, and I think it's pretty good because you can just replace Swirler with Gungan Ram or like, you know, any other Soul Charger, and basically, while it won't be as good as Swirler, Swirler's broken part isn't just a Soul Charge, it's also the power, especially for your first strike turn or your first grade 3 turn. So I think this is a good restriction. And then I had a feeling Eva would get restricted in some manner, but I wasn't sure how. And so they chose to restrict grade 3 Eva with Combine Rusher. So they say basically, as you search out set orders with your ride line skills and play them from your hand, you can start deploying Combine Rusher from your drop, you know, eternally from your drop zone by playing orders. And once your opponent's on grade 3, or from the turn 3 of your opponent onwards, he also attacks with a high power. So they've chosen to restrict it with Eva. You can still play it in like Gravidia, Orphis, etc. It's just restricted in Eva herself. So those are the only standard hits, and honestly speaking, I think these are good, because I said this on my stream earlier, but I knew that if they're going to hit Chronojet, they're not going to touch anything in the product because shops will explode. You cannot hurt shops. Vanguard has hurt shops enough. If they lose shops trust, the game dies. Like, I'm not even kidding here. Like, they cannot do that. So they will not hit anything within the Chronojet product. They're not going to touch the crest. They're not going to touch the, like, upstream or anything. They're not going to touch the strides themselves. They are going to touch things that are working together, the good generics, right? So if Gungan Ram is the next best thing, in 3 months we're going to see Gungan Ram get choice restricted, and they're going to keep chopping one off because they will never touch the actual product. At least I don't think so. So, because back in G, people did want Phantom Blaster Diablo to be hit in a similar way too, by the way, and it never got hit because it's part of a sealed product, right? So, as for Eva, I personally expected them to put grade 3 upscale to 2. I think choice restricted Combine Rusher doesn't really hurt the deck at all, to be honest, because I actually played Combineless Eva for quite a while, and I thought that it was like quite fine. You obviously lost out on the like infinite attacks that you get, or infinite rear guards that you get from you know, Combined Rusher, but Eva has so many good tools, and we're getting an amazing generic in set 10 that I was replacing Combined Rusher with a new generic in set 10 anyway. Like, that new generic that lets you play 2 set orders per turn, I was gonna take out Combined Rusher for him anyway, so if anything, the timing is perfect. Like, I have to play Eva without Combined Rusher for like 1 event in Yokohama, and then a week later, no, not even that. The new generic is already available for Yokohama, so forget it. Like, this is, I'm chilling. So look forward to updated Eva post set 10, because it'll be pretty interesting. But for the set 9 friends in English, you can just play like the Dragon Tree grade 1, for example, to search cards or something like that. So I think I'll have to think about that for English a bit more, but it's definitely a bigger hit to English than it is for Japanese, but it depends when they're also going to hit it for English too. So that's for standard. So for V Premium, they said, well, there has been no tournaments, lol. They've been looking at data from Japan as well as overseas to look at what needs to be restricted. And the first thing they hit is, of course, the Organ Colossus. This was not banned initially in Japan. It is in English. So their explanation is, index with multiple attacks for that turn being unable to, you know, like for that turn having a guard restrict is very, very rough. And on top of that, using Lost Gear Dog 8, you could search it out because it's a grade 3, therefore we decided to ban it. You're going to be seeing this Lost Gear Dog 8 explanation quite a bit, so keep that in mind. Then we have Aglovale, which was put to 1 because during the attack phase, you can combine it with other cards to call various copies of him, so they put it to 1. I don't know if Aglovale really needed hitting in V Premium, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't agree with it. And then Meep, the Bermuda Melody, not Harmony girl. They basically said, this deck has not been doing anything in tournaments, so we put it back. Like, it's chillin', don't worry about it. Nothing on the Campbell and Percival interaction, Gurgrit. We'll see. We'll see. Then they also said that all of the triggers, the special triggers for Bang Dream in set 10 will be usable in V Premium, so look forward to that in every single clan, which is very cool. And then for Premium, so this one, of course, while there were no events in Japan, they looked at events data from, you know, in Japan as well as, let's be honest, mostly overseas, and decided to do the following restrictions. So first things first, Dragonic Vanquisher full Bronto, poof, dead, banned. So after you stride in the ride phase, you could use his ability in the main phase or the attack phase to ride him on top of your stride, and it will also be creating some pretty scary combinations going forward with cards from stuff like History Collection, so they decided to hit it. So while that is true, you can do some pretty insane stuff in History Collection with the new strides. I do get it. It's giving you a bit too many axle circles, so they banned it. I play full Bronto myself, so this does affect me, so it's a little bit sad. Stun vs. Dragon went to 1, basically because with just 1 ability, you get to hand rip 4 potentially from your opponent, and they felt that was a bit too good if you could keep spamming that, so they put it to 1. Then Kokshigarasu, while it was banned in V Premium, they now also banned it in Premium, as the card pool keeps getting bigger and paying the cost keeps getting easier. Then the Colossus has been hit for the exact same reasons as V Premium, so multiple attack decks, abusing Guard Restrict is not good, and you can search with Lost Gear Dog 8, oh my god! Lost Gear Dog 8 sounds like a problem, bro, they keep mentioning him. And then Steam Maiden and Gilsa, the, of course, main grade 3 for Steam Maidens in Premium. I'm glad I didn't build Steam Maidens, by the way. Has been banned, but basically, by using Steam Maiden and Gilsa, you could Superior Ride, and then go back to grade 2! And then your opponent would not be able to stride because, oh my god, they're the only ones at grade 3. That's so crazy. And, can you believe it? Lost Gear Dog 8 can find her. Lost Gear Dog 8, bro. Oh my god, that's crazy. But it's kind of funny because reading this, it kind of sounds like Bushiroad learned what Ride Down is. And they were like, oh, that's not good. We can't have that. But there is no Highlander on this ban list. There is no Highlander. Highlander is the other deck that abuses Ride Down, and it's nowhere to be seen. I don't know why. Don't ask me. So, and then the last two, Spangle, the G-Guard for Great Nature, has been banned because you can call your entire hand to the Guardian Circle and greatly dig through your deck. And by using Chipito Cam, the 2020 Premium Collection stride, you can make it so that your deck is mostly just triggers and create OTKs. So they banned it. I'm assuming it's also to do with you know, like maybe history collection, but we'll see, I guess. And then the craziest part to me, Green Katrina has gone from banned to completely unbanned at 4 copies. Explanation being, there's been no Neo Nectar in tournaments lately. Nobody plays Neo Nectar. Neo Nectar hasn't been played whatsoever. They were like, damn, that sucks. I guess let's release the biggest beast of them all, and that's it. So, that is pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting how they chose to kill the Green Katrina. They chose to kill Spangle, and then they literally brought back one of the most controversial cards ever printed. It's just back. She's just chilling, vibing on the floor. What could ever go wrong? I wonder. But honestly speaking, so obviously of the 3 formats, I mainly play Standard these days. But I think for Premium, I don't really know what to think. I feel like, I don't know, like, it feels crazy because like they took away some stuff that feels like future-proofing for History Collection, and then they brought back Katrina, which like doesn't. I'm not really too sure what's supposed to be the big deal here. And then for V Premium, like, there's some that are like okay, and then some that are just like, why Aglo Veil? I don't really get it. So it's interesting. Overall, I think it's a good ban list. I think the standard hits are good. I like them myself. Slightly biased because I'm an Eva main, so take that as you will. For Premium, I'm just like, they just printed the mushroom, so put it to Soul to call 2 plant tokens with Katrina is gonna be insane. So I guess we'll see. I think maybe they think that Katrina's power level with post history collection is fine, so that's why they decided to let it come back. Who knows? Rorowa Katrina honestly might be the case. Rorowa Katrina might be the hot new sauce. Let's see how it's gonna be. Let's see how it's gonna be. So I'm pretty excited, but this has been my explanation of the ban list. Hopefully this helped you out. Granfia Katrina, that could also be a case. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think of this ban list. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty crazy. There's buyouts happening for all the formats as we speak. And in Japan, of course, everyone's talking about the standard hits because the main format being played. And me and my team, we signed up for the Tri-Regulation tournament, and my teammate who was going to play Premium, Haripin, texted me right after the ban list announcement saying, I don't have a deck to play anymore because he was preparing Steam Maiden, so pretty unfortunate. He even had Bearlocks. It's so sad. But overall, I'm relatively happy. I give the ban list overall like a 7 out of 10. There's some really good parts for me, but some that are just like, this makes no sense. Like Spangled seems like if you're gonna hit OTK deck, there's a bunch of others you could be hitting too. So I don't know. Seems a bit odd in some ways, cool in other ways. So I'm not really sure how to put it, but it's a mixed 7 out of 10 for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.